this racial political narrative as the dominant thread in Western politics. It's true in Britain too, on a completely different sort of story, but the same theme here. A British dance school has just dropped ballet from its audition process. And it's dropped ballet from the audition process because it's, quote, built around white European ideas. Britain, well, historically one of the whitest countries ever, is not allowed to have ballet at its dance school because ballet is too white. One, non-white people can dance ballet, last I checked. But two, why are white dances terrible? Why are we not allowed to have white dances? Britain's Northern School of Contemporary Dance dropped ballet from that process because not only is it too white and European, but it's too gendered as well. And this is being reported by The Telegraph. It's got a potentially contentious nature. Here is what the head of undergraduate studies at the dance school says. It is essentially an elitist form. Young people need to pay to take ballet classes as a general rule, and for a vast number of potential students, they've not had access to ballet, and so we've got to get rid of ballet when we're considering who should come into the dance school. And she's saying it's elitist. You have to pay, you have to train, it requires a lot of skill, and so we've got to get rid of that. One, the argument is kind of racist, right? They're saying, oh, this thing that requires a lot of skill and time and effort, and it's really beautiful and intricate and sophisticated, yeah, that's just for white people. That's just for white people. All the non-white people, they can just kind of stomp around without any skill whatsoever. That's fine for them. But we, listen here, we're so progressive, we're so woke, that we're going to get rid of all of the sophisticated, beautiful dances because those are clearly just for white people. The black people could never dance ballet. That's crazy, crazy talk, don't you think? So there is a kind of irony here that they are embodying the very thing that they're pretending to attack. But two, I like ballet. I like nice things. I like things that require skill. I like things that require training. I don't think that only white people can do things that require skill and training and that are beautiful. Why is it that in the name of racial equity, we have to bring everything down? Why can't we bring everyone up? I have faith that we can bring people up, regardless of their race. I have faith that we can train people and teach people to look for the good, the true, and the beautiful, and do all the sorts of. I have faith that that can happen. I think there's quite a lot of evidence that that has happened in the past. What here, though, is they say, nope, sorry. Because of racism, you don't. Because of racial politics, you no longer get ballet. I think this really doesn't play for the libs who are pushing it. In the long run, it's been an effective strategy for them. But when people see it too clearly, when in the short run, when they go a little too far, a little too fast, there's a huge amount of backlash. I mean, you're getting this right now. You can see it. You don't have to take my word for it. You're seeing it in the public opinion polls. And you're not just to public opinion polls, but public opinion polls from the libs. One of the national teachers unions just did a battleground state survey asking what people thought about Ron DeSantis' education policy positions, and specifically on critical race theory, racial lessons in schools. And they realized this stuff is a total loser. By a 32 percentage point margin, the poll said, voters rather in the poll said that they were more likely to vote for candidates who believe public schools should focus less on teaching race and more on core subjects. 32 points. That's a poll pushed by the libs. By 27 points, voters said schools should be banned from teaching sexual orientation and gender identity to kids in kindergarten through third grade. Which, duh, of course, it's pathetic that we even need to frame the question that way. Fourth graders, let's teach them about ball gags and puppy play with Sam Brinton and the rest of the weirdos in our national sexual revolution. But but third grade, that's a little too young. And then by 28 percentage points, they say that transgender athletes should be banned from competing in girls' sports. This is an obvious loser for the libs. And it's why DeSantis is being talked about as a major Republican presidential candidate for 2024, if not very nearly the presumptive nominee. Trump really throws a wrench into all of those plans. But DeSantis is being talked about at the presidential level in a way that I have rarely seen candidates talked about. And it's because he's just doubling down on this message. He did it again earlier this month.
You can't put a price tag on opportunity for kids and making sure parents have the ability, and of course, separate from the budget, we believe that when parents send their kids to school, it's for education, not for indoctrination, and we're going to hold that line in Florida.
Now, this line literally is not the most meaningful line in the world. When people say this, it's for education, not for indoctrination. They're really saying, we support my kind of education, not their kind of education. Education and indoctrination mean essentially the same thing. It's just that one has a positive connotation and one has a negative connotation. It's a little more complex than that because education involves freeing people up, making them more human, teaching them to make sense of their freedom and their rational will, whereas indoctrination is considered less thoughtful and more akin to brainwashing. But broadly speaking, what we're really talking about is the substance here. No, we think kids should be taught good and true things, and they shouldn't be taught critical race theory and weird sex stuff and puppy play and transgenderism. That's what we're really saying. But I get why Ron DeSantis is using the line. I think it's a very effective line. It is true that slogans are always wrong and shallow, and they can never get to the entirety of a political view. But when you're in politics, you've got to use slogans. Politics is made of slogans, and Ron DeSantis has hit on a good one. And when you look at what that means in practice for Ron DeSantis, he's done an excellent job on the issue, and the libs are losing on that issue. Right now, head on over to epicwill.com, use code Knowles, because you will die. I have news for you, my friend. You will die. Do you go skydiving? You will die. Do you breathe oxygen? You will die. No one here gets out alive. Not in this world, my friends. So you need to have a will, okay? A will is not about you. It's about your loved ones. It's about the really difficult decisions they will face if something happens to you. When something happens to you. Do yourself a favor, do your family a favor, make those decisions now so that they don't have to face them later without you. Epic Will makes it so easy to get your affairs in order. I just finished up my will about a month or so ago. Epic Will has taken care of a ton of people here at the Daily Wire. Go to epicwill.com, use promo code Knowles, Knowles, save 10% on Epic Will's complete package. Right now, you can get a will in as little as 5 minutes. Super duper easy, well worth $119 to secure your family's future. Without a will, you might as well wrap up all your money and your assets and your kids, hand them over to the state. Do not do that. You probably don't want that to happen. Right now, go to epicwill.com, use code Knowles. Take you 5 minutes, square away the rest of your life, and you can move on. epicwill.com, code Knowles. I'm glad you liked that clip. We are about 2 people away from hitting 1 million subscribers. I don't know what the actual number is, but we are so close to 1 million. That's going to be great. They're going to send me a big gold play button, and then almost certainly they're going to nuke my channel, right? They're not going to let me get over 1 million subscribers. So let's do it, baby. Let's go out in a blaze of glory. Ring that bell, subscribe, get the notifications. We'll see you next time.